Hi friends, my name is Wendy and I have loved watching all these baby name videos lately because I am 22 weeks, 23 tomorrow. Let me show you the baby bump. Anyway, so I wanted to make this video because I've been loving watching them lately. So I'm going to be sharing some names that I love but will not be using for a bunch of different reasons. I feel like the main reason really is because my husband just doesn't like the name. He is very particular, which I found has been the case for a lot of moms to be with their husbands or partners. I just feel like women like more names than guys do. I don't know. If that's the case for you, let me know because it's been a struggle finding a name that he actually likes. We have been trying to look for a name that is not super commonly used, but also not too different as well, if that makes sense. Because I know there's a lot of trendy names that have been happening lately. I feel like people are kind of using just very different names, which is totally fine. I just wanted to have a name that's gonna age well and something that's not gonna go out of style, I guess. Something that's gonna stay a classic forever, but also not a name that's like too common. I also work in the NICU, so I've been kind of seeing a pattern of different names. Like I feel like Charlotte is used a lot, which is a beautiful classic name, but it just has been used so much lately. And then another classic name that I really like that has been used a lot is Theo. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of people these days are either going super trendy names like Ocean and Indy and all those fun names, and then there's also like people that really like the classic names. So it's been kind of a struggle. Anyway, okay, I'll just get started. I'll start off with girl names and then I'll do boy names. So the first girl name that I really like is Astrid. It is a bit different for me. I also wanted to find a name that my mom could pronounce. She's Chinese and she has a very thick English accent, and so there's just a lot of names that she just cannot pronounce. I feel like names with a lot of syllables or a lot of R's or L's can be really hard for her, like Brooklyn, I don't know, something like that. So anyway, the next name that I love is Adeline or even Adeline. I think it's such a pretty classic name. The reason we won't be using that one is just because Chad doesn't like it. It is so gorgeous and so beautiful and honestly, like, I don't know, speaks to my soul. But I also know somebody who just named their daughter Adeline. So I feel like once I know somebody that's named their kid a certain name, I get really hesitant about using it because, you know, you just want to be different. You don't want your kid to have the same name as everybody else. The next name is Aylin, and I love this name because it's very girly, and also any of y'all read books out there and have read the series Throne of Glass, you know what I'm talking about. So I love the name Aylin, but I don't think we'll ever use it just because Chad doesn't like it. That's basically the biggest reason. That's going to be the reason for a lot of these names. The next name Chad actually picked, but I don't think that we're ever going to use it just because I'm not like 100% on it, and it's Colette. And I just feel like it sounds too much like collect. I do like the name Colette, and I feel like Coco would be such a cute nickname too, but I don't know, something about it is just not speaking to my soul, you know? The next name is Gwen, or like Gwyneth or Gwendolyn or any variation of Gwen. It's just so beautiful. One of my good friends actually just named their daughter Gwyneth, and we call her Gwenny, and so I just love the name. But since she obviously has named her daughter Gwen, it's just not a name that I'll probably use at any point. But I do love it, and I think it's beautiful and definitely a very ageless name. The next one is Penelope. I love the name. It's just a very long name with a lot of syllables. I highly doubt my mom could say it. So anyway, the next name I love is June or Juniper. Either one of those. I just think it's so cute. This was actually like my absolute top choice for a girl name, or one of the top choices that I would have wanted, but Chad is like absolutely no, I don't want to name them after a month, blah blah blah. But I love it. I would definitely use it as a middle name at some point just because it's so cute and very simple, but not for this baby. Oh, I have some gender neutral names too, so let's go through those. So the first gender neutral name that I'd use for a girl or a boy is August. I love the name August. It's another one of those that's a month, obviously, and Chad is just like absolutely no months, but I just love the name August. I also love summer months, June, August. Can you tell? It's just my favorite time of the year. I love the beach, I love the ocean, I just love summer. And it's like shortly coming to an end. I can't believe it's already September. Next name I love is Lennon. I feel like it is very classy. I feel like it can survive the times for sure. It's not a name that like I am die hard about. I feel like I used to be, and then over the years it just kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. The next name I love is Cayenne or Cayenne. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. I saw it on Pinterest and I thought it was very unique, very pretty. I also follow a YouTuber named Cayenne, and I just think it's such a pretty name. I feel like it kind of sounds too much like cayenne pepper to me, but I could definitely get over that. Chad, I don't think he could, but I love the name Cayenne. I think it's so pretty. The next name that I love for boy or girl is Grayson. One of my good friends is named Grayson, so I highly doubt we would use that name, but I just love the name. And I love it, especially for a girl. I feel like it's a very, I don't know, it's just such a pretty name. Not super girly, but just a very strong name, you know? Okay, next one I love for boy or girl, and honestly kind of leaning towards girl with this one, is Noah. I love the name Noah, but I brought it up to Chad, and he was like, no. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you're like saying no in a really whiny voice and then it just kind of comes out as no. I don't know if that's making sense to any of you guys, but this has definitely been a meme before, so that's literally the reason why we wouldn't name our kid Noah. But love the name. I think it's so pretty for a girl. I know it's traditionally a boy name, but I love it for either. Okay, moving on to boy names. This I feel like is especially hard. Boy names are harder than girl names. I have like around the same amount, but I definitely don't love them as much as I do the girl names, if that makes sense. I just feel like it's really hard to find a strong boy name. I don't know, girl names are just like so easy to love because they're so cute and so pretty, but boy names, it's just not the same. So anyway, first name is Bowie. This was actually the name that we were gonna name our kid if it was gonna be a boy. Like this was like top of the top choice. And you know, I'm not really sure why it kind of fell off the wagon. I feel like I kind of just lost my love for it after being pregnant. Like I feel like after seeing the ultrasound and getting farther along in my pregnancy, I just couldn't picture myself calling my son Bowie. I don't know. I mean, we didn't find out the gender until really recently, but we have one boy name and one girl name picked, and Bowie was super at the top of the list. And after I would say like the 12-week point, I was like, I don't know how I'm feeling about this. I don't know why, but it just wasn't clicking with me anymore. And I don't think Chad was too upset about it, even though it's something that we kind of agreed on early on. He really liked the nickname Bo, and so I think that's why. I think it's also Bo is becoming a lot more common now too. So anyway, next name is Luca. I think the name Luca is so cute. Isn't there a Disney movie that has Luca in it? I think there is. Or I think it's called Luca. I'm not sure. Anyway, I think Luca's really cute. I think it's really cute for like a little boy, but for some reason I can't picture calling like my adult son Luca. Maybe like Lucas, but I just don't like that as much, you know? The next name I really like is Maven. I also read this in a book. I think it was Glass Throne. I can't remember what the book is called, but it was a series. Brought it up to Chad, and he was basically like, no, it sounds way too much like Marvin. I was like, no, it doesn't. It's literally not the same, but you know. Next name that I love is Ezra. I think it's so pretty, and I also feel like it's a very strong name, and I really love how it's also a biblical name, which is something that I've been looking up a lot. I just feel like a lot of the biblical names have been used quite a bit, and it's just really hard to find one that I love but also hasn't been overly used. And I feel like it's ageless. I feel like it's a classic. I feel like it'll grow with the baby really well. The next one is Xander, like Alexander, but just the Xander part. This one I love. I just feel like it's a little bit too trendy. I feel like it's one that's like cool and hip and fun right now, but I feel like after like 10, 20 years, it'll kind of just fizzle out. My camera just died, but that was pretty much it for all the names. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, got some ideas out of it. I know I've just been loving watching these videos to get some name ideas. If you guys have any more name suggestions based off of the ones that I listed in this video, let me know, because even though we have a name picked out, I just love backup options. It's definitely a control thing. But anyway, very excited to share more about this pregnancy with you guys. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.